Hi everyone, I am Rashid. Today my topic is present perfect continuous tense or present perfect progressive tense. Is a verb tense used to talk about something that started in the past and continuing in the present time. For example, I have been writing about human nature for months now. In this sentence, using the present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous tense conveys that writing human nature is an activity that began in the past and is not yet finished in the present, which is understandable. Present perfect continuous tense connect present with the past, means an activity which started in the past and still continue in the present. Started in the past and continuing in the present. Before going forward in a present perfect continuous tense, we need to know some differences between the present perfect tense and also present perfect continuous tense. Number one, the present perfect simple tense used with the stative verbs. For example, you have known John for 2 years. In this example, we used stative verb, known as a stative verb, but we use this verb correctly with the present perfect simple tense. We don't use present perfect continuous tense with stative verbs. For example, you have known John for 2 years. In this sentence, we used stative verb knowing, but that make our sentence incorrect because we cannot use stative verb in a present perfect continuous tense. We use both these tenses for finished and unfinished action, but we also have some differences, and you saw the first difference. And we also need to know that what is stative verb? Stative verb describe a state but not an action. For example, agree, believe, doubt, guess, imagine, know, recognize, remember, suspect, understand, think, feel, like, dislike, and so on. Example number 2, as you see, the present perfect simple is often used when we are talking about how much or how many. For example, he has drunk 4 cups of coffee this morning. In this example, it shows that how many cups that person have drunk that coffee. So here the quantity is used in a correct tense, in a present perfect tense. But we cannot use how much, how many in a present perfect continuous tense. It is impossible. As you see an example, he has been drinking 4 cups of coffee this morning. So here it make impossible to use the quantity how much, how many in a present perfect continuous tense. One another difference between the present perfect simple tense and present perfect continuous tense is the present perfect simple tense focuses on the fact that the action is completed. So we use present perfect tense for completed action. In this example, I have read the book. So it means the reading of that book is completed, finished. On the other hand, the present perfect continuous tense often focuses on the action itself. I have been reading the book. It means my reading is not complete, it's still in a progress. On another difference, number 4, the present perfect continuous tense can be used to emphasize that something is temporary. So we use present perfect continuous tense for some temporary purpose, which is emphasizes the action. We have been running a lot recently. In this example, we doesn't usually run a lot, but for temporary purpose, when you try to show something like running a lot recently, it means this is not habitually or usually things. This is a temporary. One another example, usually I study at home, but I have been studying in the library in last week. Means studying in a home, that is something I usually do. But for temporary purpose, I do study in a library last week. So this was a few differences between present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. So now we will be talking about when to use present perfect continuous tense. We use present perfect continuous tense to talk about past action which is recently stopped. We use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about action that started in the past and stopped recently. For example, I'm tired because I have been running. So this I am tired. This action is right now. And the running is an action which is stopped. So I'm tired right now. I'm tired because the running action is stopped recently. Why is grass wet? Has it been raining? So I touch grass and I feel that this is wet. So it indicates, is telling me that the rain is stopped recently. We use the present perfect continuous tense, an action that started in the past and still continuing now. As you know that we use present continuous tense for an action which is started in the past but still continue. This is often used with for and since. With the present perfect continuous tense, especially when we show an action which started in the past and still continue in the present, then we use for and since. We use for to talk about a period of time, and we use since when we try to talk about a point of in the past time. For example, she has been reading for 2 hours. Here, this 2 hours tell us that a period of time. And also, she has been reading for 2 hours. It tells us that an action is started in the past and still continue. In this example, they have been studying since 9 o'clock. It tells us two things. Number one, it tells us it started in the past and still continue. And second, it tells us exact point of time, which is 9 o'clock. If you want to show the exact point, then use since. If you just try to show the period of time, then use for. Now we will be learning the present perfect continuous tense structure. Positive structure. Subject plus have been or has been plus verb plus ing form. In this sentence, I have been walking. I is subject, have been according to the subject, walk is base form with ing. So walk is verb with ing. You have been walking. We have been walking. They have been walking. Mike and Bob have been walking. So these I, you, we, they, Mike and Bob, these all are subjects. And with this Mike and Bob with plural form, plural subject, we have to use have. And this have or has, also called auxiliary verb or helping verb. On the other hand, if you see been is the past participle form of be. Be is base form, was, were is past simple form, and been is the past participle form. She has been walking. He has been walking. It has been walking. Mike has been walking. So here, with she, he, it, Mike, we use has. With Mike, singular noun, we also use has. So the structure is subject, according to subject, then has been, then verb base form with ing. So the negative structure of present perfect continuous tense is very simple. Subject, have plus not plus been plus verb plus ing. Or subject plus has plus not plus been plus verb plus ing. It means we just add not between auxiliary verb have and then been, or auxiliary verb has plus been. For example, I have not been walking. You have not been walking. We have not been walking. They have not been walking. Mike and Bob have not been walking. So you see, I just add not between auxiliary verb have and been. We can also say in a shortened form or in a contraction form. For example, instead of to say I have not been walking, you can say I haven't been walking. You haven't been walking. We haven't been walking. They haven't been walking. Haven't means there should be a stress on the T and a not. Haven't. Mike and Bob haven't been walking. On this side, she has not been walking. He has not been walking. It has not been walking. Mike has not been walking. The structure is same, like positive, but when you convert to negative, you just simply add not between the auxiliary verb has and been. So if you want to pronounce in a shortened or contraction form, you can pronounce like she hasn't been walking, Z sound, hasn't. She hasn't been walking. He hasn't been walking. It hasn't been walking. Mike hasn't been walking. So the question structure of present perfect continuous tense is have, has in beginning of sentence, and then subject, then been, then verb, then ing. but at the end, question mark. In this example, have I been working? So have is auxiliary verb in beginning of sentence, then subject I, then been, and then with work ing form at the question mark. So the short answer will be yes, you have. If I'm not working and I ask this question, and then you say no, you haven't. Haven't is the shortened form of have not. Have you been working? Have we been working? Have they been working? Have Mike and Bob been working? So if this all subject working, the answer will be yes. And the subject you. For example, in this, the answer have you been working? Yes, I have, or no, I haven't. For this, have we been working? Yes, we have, or no, we haven't. In a shorten or in a short answer, once you use yes or no after you use subject, and after subject you use auxiliary, the auxiliary verb should be used according to the question. If in a question is a have, the answer will be in have. If the answer is has, the answer will be has. On this side, has she been working? So we use has auxiliary verb in the beginning of sentence, then subject, and then been, then verb, then with ing. But don't forget the question mark. The answer is yes, she has, or no, she hasn't. Hasn't is the shortened form of has not. Has he been working? Has it been working? Has Mike been working? If it's all is answer yes, you will say yes, he has, or no, he hasn't. Yes, it has, or no, it hasn't. Yes, Mike has, or no, Mike hasn't. In a present perfect continuous tense, WH question structure. When you try to ask from someone question in a W question way. WH question plus have, has, plus subject, plus been, plus verb, plus ing, plus question mark. What have they been doing? In this sentence, this is WH question. We brought have auxiliary verb, and then subject, and then be, the past participle form of be. Do is a base form with ing, at the end is a question mark. So in a WH question, we need to give some extra information, some more information. We cannot just give answer yes, no. In this case, the answer will be they have been doing homework. So here we brought this have, and then they, and then this have been, they're doing, and the work they are doing, things they are performing. Why has the phone been ringing? So there is a phone, it's ringing, and you ask question, you try to know the reason why it's ringing. You say, why has the phone been ringing? They say, the phone has been ringing due to a technical issue. How long have you been waiting? If somebody waiting for you and you ask a question, then you say, how long have you been waiting? So in beginning is a how long, then auxiliary verb have, and then subject you, then been, and then verb with ing at the end, question mark. The answer is I have been waiting for 2 hours. In a present perfect continuous tense, now we will be learning the contraction form or shortened form. The positive sentence I have been or I've been. You have been or you've been. We have been or we've been. They have been or they've been. The negative structure of contraction or shortened form, you can say I haven't been. You haven't been. We haven't been. They haven't been. So in a present perfect continuous tense, if the subject is she, then we will say in a positive sentence, she has been or she's been. So it make a Z sound when you convert this has to in a shorten or contraction form. It's like Z. She's been. He has been or he's been. It has been or it's been. In a negative structure, like she hasn't been, he hasn't been, it hasn't been. So this hasn't, she hasn't been is the shortened for she has not been. He has not been or he hasn't been. It have not been or it hasn't been. In a present perfect continuous tense, when we make the spelling with most of verb, we just add ing. For example, eat, we just is ending on t, but we just add ing, eating. Do, for example, we just add ing, doing. Most verb ended with y, we just simply add ing. If the verb is ending on y, with most of verb we just add ing. For example, buy is ending on y, but we adding ing from buy is buying. Enjoy is ending on y, but we adding ing from enjoy is enjoying. C. Verbs ending with e, drop e and ing. If you see some verbs that's ending on e, for example, make is ending on e, we drop this e and then we add ing. From making, from make is now making. Like another example, if write, write is ending on e, we drop this e and we add ing from write is now writing. If the verbs ending on ee, double e, you just simply add ing. For example, see is ending on ee to double e, we just simply add ing. See, seeing. Agree, agree is ending on to e, so we just simply add ing from agree, it's now agreeing. Verbs ended with CVC, double the last letter, add ing. What does it mean? CVC stand for consonant, vowel, consonant. So in our English letters, we have 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U. And sometimes Y is also considered to be vowel, sometimes considered to be consonant. But here they say that if a verb ending, the verb last 3 letters, if it's ending on consonant, vowel, consonant, then we double the last consonant and then we add ing. For example, in this word swim, this W is a consonant and then I is vowel M is consonant. So what we said, we will make double the last consonant and then we'll add ing. So here was 1M. Now we add 2M and then we add ing. Here is another word, run. R is consonant, U is vowel, N is consonant. So we said if you see any word like that, then you will be double the last consonant and then add ing. So here is 1N, here we convert to 2N and then we add ing. From running, from run, it's running. Tip: don't double the letter if the verb ends in to consonant and then add ing. It means if we see this example, help, the last two letter LP is two consonant. So we said that if the word is ending on two consonants, then we not double the last word. We just simply add ing. So help is ending on two consonant. We just simply add ing. From help is now helping. Work, WORK. So the last two RK are two consonant. So we not double the last K. We just leave it like this. And we just simply add ing. So from work is now working. In a present perfect continuous tense, two-syllable verbs, the last consonant is double when the last syllable is stressed. For example, in this word, forget, T is stressed. So that's why T is consonant and it's becomes stressed when we pronounce. That's why we make it double and then we add ing. Another word, prefer. So the last letter R is consonant and also is become stressed. So that's why we make it double and then add ing. From prefer is now preferring. G, don't double the letter if the word ends W, add ing. If a word is ending on W, we not make it like WW. We just add ing. For example, snow is ending on W. We just add ing. From snow, it's snowing. H, verbs ends ie, change ie to y, add ing. If a one word verb ending on ie, we convert that ie to y and then I add ing. For example, lie, ie is ending on ie. We convert this ie to y and then add ing. From lie is lying. Tie, tie ending on ie. We convert that ie to y and then add ing. From tie is tying. ing rule. So this is rule. If the word is picnic, you see, and you convert to ing form, you will be add k. And then you will be add ing. From picnic is picnicking. Exceptions, G, there is a words we change nothing, we do nothing with that, we just add ing. Like age, we just add ing. From age is aging. Die, dye, we just add ing. From die is dying. Siege, singe is ending on e, we not change, we not drop e, we just adding ing. From singe is singeing. Budget, budgeting. Enter, entering. In a present perfect continuous tense, let's do some practice. They have been working on this project for 2 months. You have been waiting long. Have you been waiting long? If you're waiting long, then you will say yes, I have. If you're not waiting long, then you will say no, I haven't. We have been discussing the problem for more than an hour. There is also some common error or mistakes in when we talking in a present perfect continuous tense. For example, it has been rain all day. So we see some mistake in this sentence. The mistake is with verb rain, we need to add ing. With present perfect continuous, when we're using verb, we have to add ing. So the correct sentence, it has been raining all day. I have sat here for 3 hours. So we see some mistake in this sentence as well. We have subject I, we have auxiliary verb have, but the verb is not with the ing form, and also it missing been. So the correct will be I have been sitting here for 3 hours. So what we did, we add been. With this verb, we convert with the ing form. You have been owning your car since 2000. So in this sentence, the mistake is they use stative verb. So there's two type of verb. One is stative verb, one is dynamic verb. Stative verb is which is imagination. We use like things with imagination. But dynamic verb is also called an action verb. For example, run, work, eat, these are dynamic verbs. So here in this sentence, you have owned your car since 2000. So what we did, we cannot use stative verb in a present continuous tense. Just remember that. So they use owning a stative verb, which we cannot use in a present perfect continuous tense, but we definitely use present stative verb in a present perfect tense. So here you have owned your car since 2000. They use the stative verb in a present perfect, which make the sentence correct. And one another thing, this is called regular verbs. On, they just add ed. When you just add ed with a verb, that will be a regular. Let's give some example for irregular verbs. For example, we take the word write. So the base form for write is write, the past form is wrote, the past participle is written. So this is called irregular verbs.